YouTubers, welcome back to Yorkshire Media. I am Mark, your host, your entertainment officer, whatever you want me to be. On this occasion, I'm being factual. Yes, it's day 4 of war in Ukraine, which it is a war, and as we all know, Russia has illegally invaded Ukraine to try and take them over. The Ukrainians are fighting back, and they're fighting back hard. Russian forces haven't been able to move as quickly as they thought they could to crush them. So Ukrainians are trying to hold their own, and they will fight until the very end, I know that. Also, other countries, Germany joins growing list of countries for blocking Russia out of the SWIFT banking system. Talks between Russia and Ukraine due to begin shortly, so we're going to talk. Control despite Kharkiv remains in Ukrainian. President Putin, Russian nuclear forces to be on high alert. Now, don't get worried about that. That could just be him getting ready to, Ukrainian submits application against Russia to Justice of High Court. Czech Republic refusing to play Russian in World Cup. Okay. Growing list of countries blocking Russian aircraft. That's good. Breaking news. Reports talks between Russia and Ukraine due to begin shortly. So, Russia has got their nuclear force on high alert in Ukraine. Now, that's a significant move by Vladimir Putin. If you're looking for a modern day Nazi, it's Putin. Putin's a modern day Nazi. He has been Russian to Court of Justice, submits application against the Court of Justice. Things like that. Totally US calls Putin's nuclear move totally unacceptable, which it is unacceptable. It really is. He shouldn't have do this. Ukrainian foreign minister accuses Russia of war crimes, which they have committed war crimes. They have. Russian soldiers have gone up to Ukrainians thinking that the Ukrainians and shot them. That is a war crime. That's illegal. Can't be done. Call Western Ukraine is asking for us to back them up. We can't. Putin's excuse for escalating to putting his nuclear power on high alert is because of NATO's escalation around. In other words, he don't like us being on Polish borders, and and things like that, which we are. Russian goal is to destroy Ukraine. Well, that's right. Russian goal is to destroy Ukraine. See, what Putin thinks is he goes back to Crimea. He took over the Crimea pretty easily because the people let him. They didn't resist all that much. So he got that control. Now he's wanting Ukraine. But he honestly thinks that Ukraine is part of Russia's land. And it isn't. Ukraine is an independent, sovereign country. He's invading a sovereign country, is Putin. Illegally, and he is doing it illegally, and he is threatened to use nuclear weapons. Won't worry about that, because we've been told, and I've been told, yes, he's put them on high alert, but it doesn't mean that he's going to use them. Do I trust Putin? No, I don't. If he's not intending to use them, why put them on high alert? This is my thing. I know an Kiev oil refinery, there's been an oil refinery in UK what's been blown up. That's going to be an environmental disaster. Russians are so stupid and thick that they've gone to Chernobyl, disturbed the radiation in Chernobyl. Now there'll be radiation poison flying all over that area of Ukraine. This is stupid. This is President Putin wanting it all or nothing. And he is willing to bring in heavy artillery to do this, even though that the Ukrainians are standing fast. And they are. And they are. They've killed more Russians than Ukrainians have died, literally. You know what I mean? What what people have to remember about Ukraine and Ukrainian armed forces is they've been fighting Russia for 8 years, since 2014. They've been at them, been fighting for that long. This new escalation in an illegal war, invading an illegal, invading Ukraine illegally, which it is, it's committed a war crime as President Vladimir Putin. I do not respect the man. I think he's a complete idiot. I don't think he's got. I think his end goal is to nuke, but we don't know for sure. So I don't want to worry people too much. Don't worry about it, but just keep an eye on it. I've been watching BBC World News on Freeview, and I'm keeping tabs on it that way. Sanctions again. G7 to meet later to discuss further sanctions against Russia. That's a good thing. They do need more tougher sanctions on them, controlled despite Ukrainian fighting. So Ukraine, their capital, Kiev, hasn't fallen to Russian hands at this moment in time. So Germany spent annual, civilians killed. Ukraine submits application against Russia to International High Court. Czech Court of Justice, Czech Republic joined, things like that. Countries blocking Russian aircraft. There's a big list of people blocking Aeroflot from landing and things like that. There's been a lot of people dead, but there's a lot more Russian military dead than there is Ukrainians. Ukraine's territory remains under Ukrainian control despite fighting. Kharkiv is under their control. President Putin orders Russian nuclear forces to be put on alert. That's their highest alert, by the way. Civilians killed. 210 Ukrainian civilians, 1,100. That's on the Ukrainian side. So there's not many. There's more Russians dead than there is Ukrainians. It's unfortunate, but this is what happens in war. When, like I said before, Russia expected to be a lightning quick war. They didn't expect it to last this long, actually. This is day 4. They didn't expect that to last this long. But it has. It has lasted this long. And it's disgusting. Now, I have said I will be doing daily reports, and I will be doing daily reports on this. Keeping everyone up to date of what's happening, because I think it's important that I do that. You know what I mean? Forces to be put on alert. Ukraine office, Ukrainian civilians, injured 210, and civilians 1,100 against Russia. International Court of Justice, that's where they're taking them. This is all good. That we're all singing. Every country in Europe is singing. They're from the same hymn sheet. I know that we can't go in because NATO won't allow it, but they can reinforce NATO countries, and that's what we've done. And this is what Vladimir Putin has used as an excuse for getting his nuclear weapons on high alert, because we're committing aggression on borders of Poland, but we're not. We are making sure that Russian military does not cross into Poland, because if it does, then there will be trouble. And it's as simple as that. There will be if there's any kind of invasion into Poland, NATO forces will be on the ground, and Russia will be attacked and killed and pushed back out of Ukraine and out of the Crimea and things like that. Blocking Russia aircraft. There's a lot of European companies now blocking Aeroflot, Russian aircraft, even private. Roman Abramovich, who owns Chelsea, has put the football club into his into his private company. Trustees are taking care of that. Because he don't want the sanctions to ruin Chelsea. He's protecting Chelsea Football Club, is Abramovich. So I'm glad he's done that. In a way, what I am pretty mad about, I know there's a war in Ukraine, and I know I know Russia are the aggressor. They have illegally invaded Ukraine. Ukrainians have done nothing wrong. This is just Russia showing their aggression against. So it's an illegal war. He's committed war crimes, which he has. He has committed war crimes. He is deliberately aiming for civilian buildings. Things like that is Putin. But what's more upsetting to me, and this is really, it really is upsetting, And I know there's a war between Russia and Ukraine, but it doesn't mean to say that it gives anyone the right to threaten Russian athletes, things like that. You just don't do it. Nikita Mazepin, Formula One driver for AS team, has been threatened on social media, death threats, basically. Nikita Mazepin should be allowed to drive in Formula One, even though he is a Russian. He should be allowed to drive in Formula One. There is no international ban on Russian athletes at this moment in time. I understand why people won't play the Russian football team, but they should be made to do so. You cannot do this. It's not the Russian people's fault. In fact, the Russian people do not agree with what Putin is doing. He hasn't got the backing of his people in Russia. He does, they just don't want this. They never wanted this. This is disgusting. But stop threatening, Nikita Mazepin on social media. He doesn't deserve it. He's done nothing wrong. Yes, he may be a Russian, but it's not the Russian people's fault that President Putin Putin is attacking Ukraine. It's nothing to do with them. It's nothing to do with the football team and nothing. So leave Russian athletes alone. Don't threaten them. It is disgusting. It's not the Russian people's fault. And I wouldn't want to see any Russians in the United Kingdom hurt, because it's not their fault. They've washed their hands of it. They are saying in their own way they do not agree with Vladimir Putin. And I think the West, and I think other countries around, if they hear me talking about this, would be, yeah, you're right. You're bang on, Mark. You are right. It's not Russian. It's not the Russian people's fault. If you want someone to blame Vladimir Putin, go to the Russian embassy in whatever country you are in. If you're in the United Kingdom, go down London, stand outside the Russian embassy and voice your opinion. Direct your anger towards Vladimir Putin and his military and the Russian military. That's who's to blame, not innocent Russian civilians or sports athletes or anything like that. So I must say this, and it is disgusting. There is no international ban on any Russian athletes at all, and there shouldn't be. I don't think this should happen. I understand why the Champions League final won't be played in St. Petersburg because of what's going on in Ukraine, and I understand why the Formula One at Sochi will not be going on because of what's going on in Ukraine. Because they're having a war in Ukraine, and I can understand that. Now people ask me, say, well, yeah, but why? Well, there is if they let these events go ahead, there is an high risk of that Russians, military could kidnap British and American citizens. That's why these events, like Formula One in Sochi and like Champions League final in St. Petersburg, has been cancelled. It's a high risk. You don't want to take it, and they won't. And it's as simple as that. Formula One has done the right thing in my mind, but Formula One will be doing the wrong thing if they don't let Nikita Mazepin drive for Haas. He's a right to do so. He's in Formula One off his own volition. And it's as simple as that. All because he's Russian, you can't ban him from driving. It's not his fault. You can't take it out on the Russian people. Innocent Russian civilians, you can't do that. Like Vladimir Putin taking his military and taking it out on innocent people in Ukraine. It is disgusting. My prayers and my thoughts and my heart is with Ukraine at the moment. It is disgusting. It's heartbreaking. I never thought we'd see this. I honestly thought after the Afghanistan and Iraq war, I thought that was it. I never thought Russia would do this. But he has. He planned this. He did that in 2014 with Crimea. And he's planned this for 8 years. It was a deliberate move. He holds grudges against other people. And that's the way it goes. That's what he's like. He's a vindictive man. He's Nazi. He's a Nazi. He's a modern day Nazi. He says the reason why he's attacking Ukraine is to set them free from oppression. Well, there is no oppression. There will be if Russia gets their way. There is no oppression in Ukraine. Ukraine Parliament was democratically voted in. Literally, they took control of their country from their idiot leader years ago, and had a democratically had a democratic elections, and they got the right, they got people in who said they would look out for Ukraine, and that's what they've done. And at the moment, the president and the mayor of Ukraine have kept their word. They are on the front line fighting for their lives against Russian army. So President Putin is not right. He's wrong in this. He is the aggressor. There is no oppression. There will be if Russia gets their own way. Russia, that's how Putin rules, under oppression and fear. You go to Moscow, people are in fear of their lives. If they say anything wrong against Putin, they are locked up and put in prison, which is wrong. That is not the way to run a country like that. You know what I mean? You don't do it. You know what I mean? But he's not democratic. He doesn't believe in freedom of speech. All he believes in is the old Soviet Union, what we had in the Cold War. He doesn't agree with Berlin Wall going down. But at the end of the day, the Berlin Wall fell through people power. So hopefully in Ukraine, people power will defeat the Russian army. And I'm hoping that does happen. Even though Putin has put his nuclear defence force on alert. This is disgusting. It's unacceptable. Even the US says, Putin putting nuclear alert on like that is unacceptable, which it is. It's very unacceptable, and it shouldn't be allowed. It's disgusting, completely disgusting. And if anybody's got a brain, they will not agree with this war. Russia, they will condemn Russia through history, like I am. You know what I mean? You can't trust Vladimir Putin, but what we can do is trust the people of Russia. It's as simple as that. We can't trust their politicians, we can't trust their military. But the innocent people who have to put up with this, my heart goes out to you. My heart goes out to the Ukrainians who are fighting for their lives. I hope you bloody win. I really do. I'm in England, in Yorkshire, and West Yorkshire stands by Ukraine. I'm proud to be, talking about this war. I really am, because I know it's wrong, and Vladimir Putin is definitely in the wrong. He's a modern day Nazi, not the Ukrainians. The Ukrainians, they're not neo-Nazis or all like that. But I know what they have got in streets of Ukraine. They're fighting against saboteurs as well. There is saboteurs in the streets of Ukraine, sabotaging. So they've got that to fight against, as well as Russian army. But they're holding their own. I must admit, the Ukrainians are holding their own. Their capital city has not fallen to Russian yet. Putin's going to have to rethink. He's going to have to pull back and stop this invasion before people and more people get seriously hurt, or before Putin does something stupid. Because I wouldn't put it past him to let loose of a nuclear missile. No one trusts him, and I wouldn't trust him neither. He's a madman with his hands on a button what could destroy the world. I don't want to put people in fear, but that's what we're looking at the moment. He has put his nuclear defence on high alert. But this is to put pressure on Ukrainians to say, we surrender. It's not going to happen. Why should the Ukraine surrender to Russia? Ukraine have done nothing wrong. It is an independent, sovereign country. Russia should pull out of Ukraine and never come back. Simple as. If you have liked this video, I know I shouldn't be saying it, but if you have, please like the video. Please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you're new. Hit the bell icon, and you will, hit the bell icon. Hit all. That will let you know when I'm putting up another video. Please share the video to your friends and family, and to other social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and whoever. You can, International Space Station if you want, Thunderbird 5. And please, I look forward to all your comments, and please comment. And I thank you to all my new subscribers who are subscribed. I hope you're liking the channel so far. There will be another daily report tomorrow on the war in Ukraine. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye for now. Bye.